Canada and Mexico were left out of country-specific tariffs announced by President Trump today, but Canada in particular still faces previous tariffs, along with specific actions against steel, aluminum, and autos. What does all this mean for Arizona's historically strong relationship with Canada? For that, we welcome Glenn Williamson. He's the founder and CEO of the Canada-Arizona Business Council. Glenn, always a pleasure. Good to have you here.
Good to be here, Ted.
What'd you make of what happened today?
From chaos comes opportunity. I believe this was about as much chaos as you can throw into a pot as possible.
And you're going to stop right there.
I'm going to stop right there.
Did it feel like, from a Canadian perspective, that you dodged a bit of a bullet?
I think dodging a bullet is probably not the word that I would use. I would say that what I'm watching right now is the preparation for renegotiation of NAFTA.
Interesting. All right. Before we get any further, the interconnected nature of Canada and the U.S., Canada and Arizona in particular.
It is a key area. Ironically, the trade discussions that are going on nationally between Canada and the United States are very, very important. The largest component of the Canada-Arizona relationship is money and investment, alternative investment from Canada into the state of Arizona. By the way, no tariffs. If you take a look at services from Canada coming down to Arizona, no tariffs. So the two largest things are positive. The third largest is tourism and snowbirds, no tariffs.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about tourism and snowbirds because winter visitors to Arizona, by all accounts, by all reports, fewer trips, and some are saying significantly fewer trips. Accurate?
Inaccurate.
Inaccurate?
Inaccurate.
Please.
Let me explain to you the Canadian diaspora. The border crossing on the north is going to get hit the hardest because the Canadians go back and forth and back and forth. The further you fly into the United States, the easier it is to stay longer and the decisions are made more. We have not seen any accurate data from any airline, nor will we for 2 months. So everything we're watching and hearing is thinking out loud for people that don't know the data yet. And then if you move to snowbirds, Ted, snowbirds own houses, cars, and furniture down here. That snowbird season is ending next month anyways. And so by the time this is all over in the next 4 or 5 months, which I believe it will be, then we will see that continue as is.
There are reports, though, again, of increasing numbers of Canadians who own homes in Arizona, and there's quite a few, as you know, that they are either looking to sell or trying to sell. Again, is that accurate?
We have seen nothing like that at all.
Where's this coming from then?
We talk to the people that own these places. We chat with them all the time. We're out there. And we don't hear from any of the Canadian diaspora, gee, I think I want to leave. Unlike Trump saying, we're going to make you the 51st state, creating a great deal of pain in Canada and pride of Canadian independence and sovereignty. Those Canadians, when it's minus 20 degrees, are going to go somewhere. And America is still the place they come to, and Arizona is one of those key places.
Is there an impact for requiring a registration if staying for 30-plus days? Has that no impact there either?
No different than going to an overseas place in Europe or Asia.
I'm seeing a report that advanced booking flights for Canadian-U.S. flights, advanced bookings down 70%. You're not buying it, are you?
Completely inaccurate. That's a fallacy. I've seen the same reports. We verified with Air Canada, we verified with WestJet, we verified with airports. They don't know that. They don't get this data for 2 more months.
You just said a while back that you think this is going to be over in 4 to 5 months.
Correct.
How so?
I believe this is all negotiations. If you read the Art of the Deal that this president has written, this is about throwing as much against the wall as possible and then picking up the one piece that you want to know and do in that wall. The problem is it creates absolute turmoil to try and understand what it is. So when he goes out and says, I'm going to put 25% tariff on everybody, that scares everybody, Canada and Mexico included. Now, if you're going to do that to your best friends, how would you like to be South Korea or Vietnam? He sets the tone, and then once that tone is set, he then goes out and does what he did today. Everybody got tariffed. Canada and Mexico were not talked about other than we'll get to them later.
Yeah, but I guess we're running out of time, but we'll get to them later. There is still a time frame between now and later, and good things will be very difficult to achieve during that time frame. Is it worth it?
At minimum, it's a 10%. At maximum, the biggest hit on Canada right now will be the automotive industry, which was always a target.
With that in mind, and this is my last, I'm sorry, this is my last question here. Why are we hearing so much from politicians in Canada, from folks in Canada who are livid at what's going on down here? I mean, that can't be ignored.
The 51st state is personal to Canadians. The reason the politicians are as confused as possible is Canada still technically is leaderless. So after Trudeau stepped down, Carney stepped in, an election was called. The two incumbents are trying to build up their hatred of the United States to as far a place as they can to get the population dialed up to vote for one or the other. Based on that, Canadians are getting energized and energized and energized. You also have all the provinces negotiating with the White House separately, whether it's Alberta or Ontario. So if you're sitting in the White House, you're looking up at Canada, you don't have anyone to make a decision, and you've got 13 people coming down to pay attention to you, and who knows where it's going to go. So until a prime minister is elected, that's when the true negotiations will start.
Interesting perspective, Glenn Williamson, Canada-Arizona Business Council. By far the most positive spin on what we've had so far today. It's good to have you here.
Pleasure to be here, Ted.